Hello YouTube, Robin Hood Bricks here, and it's Brick Hall O'Clock with a lovely package from bricklink.com. And it looks like this vendor knew exactly where they were sending this because look, it says Brick Nottingham Parcel Service on it. Well, you're never going to believe this, but in an absolutely staggering feat of timing, after that last take, but before this one, the postman pulled up outside and delivered a massive parcel to my PO box number. And if you want to send something to that, you can. But I'm just going to put this to one side for a second and show you the size of, oh my word, size of this great big thing that has arrived. That's the short side. Oh, that's the long side. It's absolutely massive. So it looks like we've got two things to go through today now for a double brick haul. All right, well, you're going to have to bear with me because this thing is absolutely huge and I'm not sure what I'm going to keep in shot, but there we go. There is the lid off. I cut round it before starting again. I'm having to stand because I've got to reach over into this great big thing. It is absolutely huge and very well wrapped it looks as well. It looks like wrapping paper, also Lego themed, so incredibly beautiful. I'm being very careful to take the letter off perfectly, and it's quite a long letter. Oh, it's from the gang again. Hello, Robin. Hello again, and we hope you are well. This is Harry 12, Toby 11, Teddy 6, turning 7 this week, Georgie 4, and their dad Morris. As the year draws to a close, we wanted to thank you for the continued amazing content. A year of unexpected builds, varied part hauls, inspiration for our own Lego theme park, and of course many more wagons for the world's longest varied goods train. Is there a Guinness World Record in Lego goods train length? Yeah, probably longer than mine, but yeah, mine's definitely the most varied and long, I think. We all watch the channel, and Georgie especially loves it when you've responded to our challenges. The video with a friend's acrobat wagon you made for her last challenge, she has watched 100 times. Ah, that's why views are up. We've continued to work on our theme park, but progress has slowed as it's currently sheeted and sealed from the dust of building work in our loft. Ah, that should make easier access in the long run and give us some more space. But for now, it's slow going. Oh, that's a very big commitment to undertake. By the time you read this, Teddy would have got the Lego loop coaster for his birthday. Lucky you, Teddy. Thanks to a huge pile of VIP points, and we will all be building it together. Harry has wondered whether the Lego Loop stunt set could be used to theme and decorate this coaster as some sort of Daredevil-themed ride. Yeah, you could technically have some of that track going around the actual track, if you see what I mean, the stunt stuff going round the roller coaster, I don't know. Where did I get to? We all wondered if this set may be something you would consider, or if it's too big. Well, I think my problem is actually fitting it in my city, just because of everything else I've sort of crammed in already. Georgie, almost 5, has had another great year with friends sets. She builds 2 roller coaster disco sets, and with Dad's help turned it into a modular for our theme park. Very good. With flashing lights, they look amazing, and these sets seem to be getting more and more interesting. She also just built Andrea's theatre, and has had so much fun playing with it. We heard you mention in a recent video, as we had picked up a couple in recent sales. We have sent you the set. Oh my word. We hope you enjoy it and can use it for inspiration. Okay, wow, that's so generous. Thank you very much. We were planning on sending you some gifts for Christmas anyway, so given the ongoing postal chaos, we thought it best to send them now. So below the friends set, you will find them. As they are gifts, we wanted to send you things that you wouldn't get yourself, but we hoped you would enjoy. So the question is, do I open them now or save them for Christmas, I suppose? 2 are from a theme we don't think you've ever got sets from. Wow, that's odd, because I think I've done most. You can, of course, as always, do whatever you want with them and fit them in wherever they may work in Brick Nottingham. However, Dad has talked about getting some motion into one of them, perhaps using something along the lines of your dodgems to make people glide around. Oh, that sounds like an ice rink to me. But he just can't work it out. You will guess which one when you see it. Maybe some will work if you fit it in your theme park, or perhaps somewhere else completely, as not strictly a ride. The final, smaller set is just for fun, and fits the time of year, although might suit an Arctic North Pole theme. Oh, that sounds Christmassy and Santa-y to me. Please accept them as a huge thank you from all of us. We continue to take tremendous pleasure from your channel, and it brings us all together around a love of the hobby. We wish you a truly happy holidays and a fantastic 2023. Season's greetings, Harry, Toby, Teddy, Georgie, and Dad. And Mum, hopefully. But thank you very much, gang. That is absolutely amazing and so generous. I've just got to decide whether, while everyone's just staring at the side of this box, this is how hard it is. You're lucky I didn't swear there or say something bad. Is whether to open this all now or open it later. Oh, it's just sheets, so basically I can do this, I think. Hold on. Right, I'm going to pause. We're coming back in a minute. All right, I'm back, and I've got everything out and everything ordered. Everything wasn't individually wrapped, so there's no surprises to keep for Christmas. They're just box sets, but my, what generous box sets they are. We have got the Friends Assembly Theatre, which is absolutely huge. And I was talking about getting, because I was thinking, like many people have already done, of turning this into a Muppets theatre and maybe even modularising it as well. It kind of opens at the moment like a bit of a doll's house, like a picture book, with the front of the building being on the back of these two side bits. But I reckon if we make those the actual side bits and kind of recreate the front over here, it'll be quite a good modular, though where on earth it will go in Brick Nottingham is the reason why I was delaying buying it. But wow, you've saved me the bother, and that is, wow, absolutely fantastic. There's so many good pieces in there. I just love these red curtains. And I actually recently, on the last haul, I think, got the second sticker sheet for this. So now I'll have two, one that from that haul and one in this box, so I can make all of the wonderful sort of outdoor adverts and so on, like up here, duplicate them for all the additional wall space we'll have, of course. So that is amazing enough. But there's more. Oh, wow. Yes, you can see it all now, can't you? And that's not it either. We've got this one. So that's Santa's sleigh. We've got one of those. So that is still very generous, but maybe I'll pass that on to somebody in the Hood Greater family at Christmas and make their Yule incredibly happy. So that would definitely not go to waste. It'll make some little faces very happy. But here, yeah, I think you might be right, actually. I'm not sure I have got any of this line directly, because it's the Chinese New Year ones. And I do quite like them, but kind of not enough to incorporate in my city, since it's based in the UK and not in China. But they are so amazing, some of these builds. I mean, check that out for the lion. And, oh, we've got the cow head dude. I was actually thinking about buying that with some fireworks on. Part of a wall and some great big fireworks going off in the sky. I mean, at the very least, it's going to be great fun to build, isn't it? And we've got all sorts of traditional Chinese activities going on there. And a snow scene. Yeah, really good. And then this one, this is the one you're talking about, maybe mechanicalizing or something. I have no idea if that's going to be possible. I mean, obviously, there's the other skating set where they've got the mechanics going on with the big flower gears and so on. But it's less seamless than this would be if you managed to get them going around that. But yeah, the hockey stick and all that. Nice little shop here for renting skates. Signs there. There's that sweet potato seller. I thought they were candy apples and all sorts of other things. Little penguin to help support you. A carving with a chainsaw guy out of ice of a little penguin as well. And presumably this great big gate. Yeah, so I've no idea if I'm able to fit these into Brick Nottingham, but wow, they'll be great fun to build and own and even combine together a bit, I suppose. And it's just so generous, I can't believe it. So thanks very, very much, Harry, Toby, Teddy, Georgie and Dad for that generous contribution. I think your last point was probably the best one. What I really love about doing this channel, best of all, is the way that Lego brings all of us together. Me being able to sort of give you the energy to watch it as a family gives me a lot of energy in return as well, knowing that I'm giving others joy. So it's kind of a virtuous circle, really, where we're all sharing what we're doing and loving it in the process. So long may that continue. Thanks so much, guys. And I'll get back to that first package, shall I? Where's that gone? Well, after all that wonderful generosity, which always surprises me, but is always very amazing to receive and be grateful for. I feel like a very lucky outlaw already before I even crack into this order that I paid for. And there is a letter in here from the vendor. Dear Mr. Hood and Mrs. Hood, thanks kindly for your order. It's fantastic we can supply pieces for Brick Nottingham. We often watch your channel whilst picking orders, although not so closely as we do not want to lose attention on our brick picking accuracy. We'd be very grateful if all is okay with your order. If you could give us feedback on Bricklink, we will then send a 15% coupon off for a future order and a small thank you. Thanks again. Steve and his sons and Mrs. Grits Bricks, Ollie and Sam are the kids. P.S. We've tried to separate the more interesting parts into smaller bags for you. That's really helpful. Thanks so much, Steve. We will give this a big tip out first of all. Because there are a lot of pieces in here that are more generic. So there we go. There's the generic packaging. I'm just going to toss it all over my head. There we go. All the airbags. I think that big box size was a little bit deceptive, actually, because that is it. Plus this little bit here. Oh, that's a minifigure, right? Oh, yes, they've done the minifigures separately. So let's get this one out. I'm going to have to build him, aren't I? Oh, it looks a bit complicated. I don't know how I'm going to build him. He's got the neck bracket. That seems quite straightforward. Let's look at the back print before we go much further. That's pretty cool, actually. Some of these minifigures, you know, they've got such wonderful prints. It's like all the video ones, and then they go and cover them up with details, and it's kind of lost forever. Anyway, you may or may not recognise this with that strange head as one of the robot sidekicks that come in the Galaxy Squad sets. This one is called Red Robot Sidekick with jetpack, and it came in 2 Galaxy Squad sets like 70702, Warp Stinger. And you wouldn't want somebody stinging you on the warp, so yeah, there we go. He's rather cool, isn't he? So I've kind of started collecting robots, or maybe this is just an alien with a strange helmet, who knows, for my cantina. I've been doing that for a while, really, but you know, when I see something fun like this for a decent price, actually I don't think it's going to be that hard to build, isn't it? It's bound to be that, with the jet bit on the bottom on both sides, isn't it? I bet that's it. So there's his jetpack. So, you know, it's almost like some of the characters that you see milling around Mos Eisley Cantina or something like that. And that's the idea. I don't want to just get all the Star Wars characters, but this will do just as well. So I guess maybe now I'm collecting all of the sidekicks, because there are 4 of them, I think. A blue one, a yellow one, and a green one, and a red one, or something like that. Oh no, it's orange, isn't it, one of them? Anyway. That is a very nice one to have. So there is a minifigure. One of the interesting things. Oh, I see. This is the interesting bag of bits, I think, that's been separated. Other minifigures include 2 of the wonderful foot soldiers from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle sets, including 10669, Turtle Lair from 2014, which is the one that I get my Subway signs from. So yeah, 2 more of those for Shredder's Army. And I really like the little logo, actually, on that little vehicle. I hadn't noticed that before. The foot emblem. Maybe I could take that sticker off and put it onto some sort of banner or some... Oh, no, hold on. No, this is a junior set, isn't it? So I bet it's a printed part, so I wouldn't be able to actually remove the sticker using my patented hot tea technique. Yeah, so that's a shame. But yeah, I might still look out for that piece. I'll put it on my wanted list, I think. Anyway, 2 more of those for some army building. I don't know how many of those I've got yet. Probably about 8 or so. I think I need, or maybe 6 or so. I think I've got more on the way, though, so I kind of lose track as to what I've opened or what I haven't. Golly, what should we open next? I'm gonna open some of these bags that are slightly less interesting, because I can already see some quite interesting parts in there. One is this cabin piece in orange. Now, I've received this a couple of times recently because it's part of only one set, being the 60064 Arctic supply plane from 2014. So I've got enough of these for my Arctic scenes when I eventually get around to those. But I did want one more. Shall I tell you why? You can probably guess. Whenever I get orange parts, it's usually because I'm sort of thinking about Dr. Inferno and his evil contraptions and so on. So essentially, I think this might be the beginning of a build like that, whether it be a, I don't know, submarine or something like that, where this is the cabin and it's coming out in both directions, don't know, or maybe a train. Dr. Inferno train? That doesn't make too much sense, does it? Maybe a boat or something like that. Anyway, a big orange cabin for that, which will be nice and visible to see the characters on the inside. So that's very speculative. I don't know what I'm building with that. These 4 yellow half, or rather quarter circle bricks will combined form the entrance to my undersea base. Well, my second undersea base, really. So if you think about, do you remember that sea tunnel that's quite long and thin? Well, basically, this will be the kind of seal, I suppose, that links it up with a bit that's buried in the rock. So that's why I needed 4 of those in yellow. Surprisingly hard to guess, actually. And then I can use a lot of these pieces for the same sort of build, actually, whether it be sandy bits or undersea colours in all these greys and olive and sand greens and even dark green. I've got a lot of curved slopes, 1x2s, and these cheese wedge pieces, 1x1s, in all sorts of different colours. I think I can tip them out because I'll be washing them all. And the bright ones, I'm sort of, well, I've talked about this before, actually. I'm thinking of doing an undersea vent, volcanic sort of vent. And I thought these pieces, along with some more tiles that we'll probably see later, might be able to create that look. I don't really know what level to do that. On the very bottom, on the 3rd level down, probably not on the 2nd one where I've got all my bases. But anyway, yeah, there's loads more pieces. Because these little pieces, when you start doing rock faces, you go through an absolute load of them in no time. So I need an absolute load of them. So there we are. That is going to sort out that issue. This I probably won't, well, I may as well open, I suppose. Well, no, maybe not actually. I mean, it's just grey bricks, largely for those rock slopes. 2x2 plates, you can see 1x3 slopes, 2x2 slopes. Weirdly, yeah, they're new, so I'll probably keep those separate. Weirdly, normal 2x2 slopes. When I was trying to build something the other day, I realised I had none, not one, in dark bluish grey. And if I'm going to be doing the back wall all rock faced for 3 whole levels of cabinet, then I'm going to need a lot. And this isn't enough. So basically, I'm going to need a lot more than that, I think. So more pieces for the same thing. Loads of 1x3 plates. I guess they were cheaper. Ooh. I'll tip these out, shall I? Loads of those nice tall 1x2x3 slopes as well in light grey. And all of this will marry beautifully into a very sort of mixed view, I think, when we're done. So this is loads of satin parts. And I wanted these satin parts for, well, either under the sea as shells, because I mean they kind of look a bit like sort of pearlescent shells or even pearls themselves or something like that, or maybe just en masse for some sort of, I don't know, swimming pool build, or could even be a jacuzzi, really, couldn't it, where it's all sort of representing the bubbles. It's almost like a bubble bath, in fact, isn't it? So they look really good. I think they were quite cheap as well, so I was keen to get them. There's one head today which I like, with these sort of slightly muddy or rosy cheeks and the braces, and that's just off the Series 22 Groom from the Horse and Groom set. So yeah, I think I've got that a couple of times now, but for some reason it keeps popping up as reasonably priced, and I just think that's a wonderfully happy expression on both sides. I can use absolutely all over the show in my city. Some more pearlescent parts, these pink ones that probably come off a video set. Something ghastly, probably, maybe a friend set as well. But under the sea, you know, that's almost an under the sea plant as it is right there. After people mentioning that I should have put padlocks on my SSP wagon, I decided to get a couple, even though I'm going to keep using the technological keypads for that, because I think that's more their style. I realised I didn't have any of these that I might need for some sort of under the sea treasure chest or something like that. So yeah, I definitely need some of those anyway. Good. So then we've got some more 2x2 plates in light grey. Basically, I just filled my boots with absolutely everything that seemed like good value, so I can definitely recommend this store as someone who has reasonable prices. Absolutely loads, so they're used, so I'm going to tip them out amongst the other used. Got loads of slopes of different shapes, palisade bricks, the triples, as I call them, the triple-sided slopes, normal bricks, 3 long, 1x1x5 long, a nice bit of string. I said that last time, I'm always running out of Lego string, and though I know you don't have to use official Lego thread, Well, it's usually you need the winch bit as well. So if I'm going to have loads of things dangling off other things under the seat, I'm going to need a few of these anyway. So all good. 1x2x2s. Absolutely loads of different bits there, all trying to escape. Oh, and one that stayed in the bag. Then what do we got here? Used. Yep, I'm tipping that out because they'll all get washed. And here are some of the much bigger pieces. Ah, lovely Lego waterfall. I like the 2x2x3 slopes. They're really useful for building up a nice big rock face. So then with all the burps, merps and lerps and all the rest of it, should be able to make my undersea base. So I'm looking forward to doing that after my break that Mrs. Hood is taking me on shortly. So that will be something to look forward to as well. And we'll have that sea tunnel linking up to it. But let's take a look at this bag of cherry-picked more interesting parts, which are also used, so that's fine. I can give those a wash as well. So what have we got? We've got a very important trans-clear lift arm. Now, these are used generally where, well, you need a bit of structure, but you're pretending that nothing is there, kind of like some sort of hidden invisible support, and that's exactly what I'm going to be using it as. This came in 3 sets, including 7962, Anakin Skywalker, and Sebulba's pod races from 2011, where it represents parts that are kind of holding together different parts of the pod racer that's supposed to be all sort of self-supporting in midair. Yes, so I'll be using it, as I say, for something similar to that. I do need more than one, and I'm not going to tell you just yet what that's for, but that will be another fun under the sea build, and that is a massive clue. So there we go. 3 of those for under the sea. Some nice axe pieces for castle scenes and so on, because I'll be buying more and more knights and bits and bobs as we go on throughout the building of the giant castle set that I built myself for my birthday. Well, bought myself. I haven't built it at all. It's still in the box. It shows how busy I've been. If you had a Lego castle, would you have not started it at all yet? Yeah, exactly. This is how busy I am. Now here is a wonderful 1x2 Nexo Knights tile. Ooh, that looks good, doesn't it? So this is the internal part, the pages of the Book of Destruction, which is the trans-orange book, kind of magic books they have, that was available in 2 sets, including the 70321 General Magmar's Siege Engine of Doom from 2016. That is just a brilliant name for a set. General Magmar's Siege Engine of Doom. That's very, very Robin Hood bricks. That's exactly the sort of name I'd give to a build like that. Anyway, yeah, I sort of started collecting all of those books. So the Book of Destruction being the trans-orange one, I'm going to have to buy them little bit by little bit, and it's just the pages for it. So, yeah, loads more of that coming. But, yeah, there's a beastie there sort of looking through the pages, whispering, "The Book of Destruction, read its pages." So that's what's going on there. Got a old light grey brick with Gravity Games written on it. I'll probably try and remove that from there, unless I manage to use it in a skate park. It is very well attached, so yeah, maybe I'll leave it on there because it's a very nice brick. If it was all skew width, I'd probably transfer it onto something else. Yeah, so that was part of 3537 Skateboard Vert Park Challenge from 2003. But yeah, whether I move it or not, it's a very nice part. I love that sticker and that branding, so that's cool. 2 of the weeds for Under the Sea, my favourite trans green ones. I really like the transparent ones, so they I tend to buy whenever I see them. A couple more of those sort of pipe pieces, but the short ones, which I can use for tentacles or plant pieces or whatever. Usually very reasonable as well. This is my favourite ATM screen. Slightly skew width, so I'll definitely have to move that using my patented hot tea technique. And that was part of 60233, the donut shop opening set from 2019, which seems very recent in a way, but isn't. So anyway, so yeah, that is a really great screen. I may swap over all of my ATMs that I've done that I've got a different screen on for these ones if I get enough, because it's kind of important to me that they all look the same. But yeah, I like that with all the different amounts and the buttons and so on. That is a good piece to have. Oh no, Steve, a mistake. Oh, I know you'll be absolutely gutted that you've made a mistake, but this is my second attempt and I've failed twice now to get the large club. It's supposed to be about that big, and is coming from the set 7097, Trolls Mountain Fortress from 2009. I mean, to be fair, as I said last time, this was a mistake from somebody else. The two pieces look identical apart from scale. And I'm still looking for a joke comedy one that's about that big, also in dark brown, but this is the one that came with one of the Cyclops or Cavemen minifigures. I forget which one has which colour exactly. Yeah, the reason why I want the really big one is either to do a sort of comedy scene near my Splatter Frog game in the fairground where somebody's got a mallet that's about 10 times too big, or maybe as part of my mammoth caveman build when they're all sort of, just coming down one of the streets on the back of a mammoth. Maybe it's part of their kit, or maybe even give it to a beastie. I mean, I even hooked out my poop monster to maybe be somebody who would hold this club if it were big enough, but I mean this one's just far too puny, so this won't go to waste. I'll put it into the caveman scene as just a general club, but I still need the big one, and I think as a result I probably overpaid for this small one given that I was expecting a big one. I know it wasn't deliberate, Steve, don't upset yourself, but yeah, no, golly, they must be really, really rare and hard to get, and definitely very prone to mistakes. Oh, that's a bit of a disappointment, but anyway. A guitar. I think I might have this hanging on the wall of the pawn shop inside Fast Food Corner, but it's very bright and very interesting, so I thought I'd try and get another one to put in a more visible position. That came in 6 sets, including 41309, Andrea's musical duet from 2017, where it looks like she must be doing a duet with the bird, I think. Well, at least it's not a hamster, because, I mean, they can't hold a tune. Anyone can tell you that. So yeah, that's really nice. I really like the sort of shooting stars on there. It's not too girly or anything, so yeah, like that. Then we've got some ADU legs, Alien Defense Unit person from the Alien Conquest line, in a set like 7066, Earth Defense HQ from 2011, which looks like a seriously cool set. I mean, I've mainly focused on the aliens in that range, but that is seriously cool, especially the sort of blue fighter jet sort of spaceship thing that's on the back of that great big beast there. I love the sort of blue patterned camo sort of stickers they've got on all those ADU builds. It looks really kind of futuristic. So I just needed a pair of legs for one of my ADU guys that I bought in a bulk lot that didn't have any. A couple of those for Under the Sea as sponges. So that's that interesting bag. New or used? Must be used. There's loads of old colours in there. So let's tip all these on the top. La, 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 la. So you've got loads of different wedge plates and wing pieces and just plates, but also in this old dark grey, so you can see the difference there, and that's just to get as much variety as I can under the sea. And then this is slightly interesting, horrible colour, but I thought I'd get it to make up part of my huge wall of containers that I'll have in my harbour at some point in the future. I haven't really designed that yet, but I'm just buying these corrugated end pieces, as many colours as I can for now. And this colour, being lavender, only came in one set, and only one of them in that set, and that was the Batgirl Secret Bunker, set 41237 from 2017. And it's there as that door on the right. And I really like the look of that sort of bat robot thing at the front there. It looks like a bit of a cool build. I might have to investigate that. Maybe not with the bat wings or anything, but yeah, it looks quite interesting. I don't know how that's built just from the picture. Anyway, so one of those in that colour. Probably won't have any need for any more in that. Yeah, I just don't like it. I just, too much of that and it all starts to look a bit pastel-y for me, but it'll be around yellow, red, blue and black and all the rest of it, so should be fine. Is this new? This is new, so I'll probably tip this to one side. Or shall I tip it? I'll tip it out. Come on, let's do this properly. Right, where's my knife? Because this also has some interesting pieces in it. There's the 1x1 white bricks that I need to actually modify the top of my skate shop in the mall, which is just over there on my desk, because I needed a lot more of those to hold onto the skateboards than I originally planned, because they were flapping around a bit. I've used grey ones as a holding pattern, so that's them, so I can put them straight into use. Loads more bricks of the sand green variety for Under the Sea, and light bluish grey, and dark green, And I'll try and keep these vaguely separate because there's not much point mixing them together. And dark tan for also some sand, sort of colour between the sand and the grey. Bit of a contrast. And then some interesting ones in here are these 3x3, hold on, well, 2x2 at the top, 3x3 at the bottom, however you want to describe that, cones. And I thought that kind of looked like a plant, so I just thought I'd get some of those, or it might be they're all single ones on the end of tentacles or something like that, I don't know. But yeah, that looks really interesting. So I just got 4 of those, they were quite reasonable. I need that dark turquoise piece for the very top of my maul. There will be more of this colour, doesn't really give you any clues whatsoever. And I got loads of these modified bricks in lime. Well, I say loads, about half a dozen. And that's because I thought it'd be good for making just the core of an underwater plant. So essentially I can just sort of stack these at rough angles, and then when I have all sorts of bits or leaves or tentacles coming out of each and every one of them, then I'll make, well, kind of an undersea bush, I guess, but I've no idea how to do it. But I thought that lime was probably a nice bright colour to do it with. So there we go. Oh, and then I've got a couple of these because I'm going to put a white kind of detail onto these yellow ones here. So that's for that doorway as well. So we've got absolutely loads of parts, as usual, for loads of projects. A lot of these are grey because they're, well, going to be rock faces. They're very drab, but very important nonetheless. You can see I've got a lot of contrast colour in the dark greens and the sand greens and all the rest of it, try and make it look really interesting. And then we've got a few very interesting pieces here at the front. With these pearlescent pieces, stickered pieces and all the rest of it to add to existing projects. And I'm dying to use my foot soldiers. I really want to get designing my cantina, but we're a bit off that. Yeah, an Inferno build, but most of all, I'm really keen to get building my next underwater base for our 20,000 bricks under the sea cabinet, because I think that'll be absolutely fantastic. And I'm going to have that, if you remember, pressed right up against the glass, kind of in the corner, so it doesn't have to actually be that big whilst giving the impression that it maybe goes on in all directions. It's kind of like a facade. But the good thing is we'll be able to see in through the side glass onto the inside of that base, whilst also being able to see the rock face on the sort of water side, the wet side of things, if you see what I mean. So hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to building that. So cool. Right, well, so it only goes for me to thank Harry, Toby, Teddy, Georgie and Dad again for their incredible generosity with that wonderful new set package. Wow, absolutely huge and generous. No wonder you get so many VIP points when you're being that generous to people like me. Thanks very much, Steve and Ollie and Sam and Mrs. Grits Bricks, who packaged this wonderful order. Sorry, one mistake, but I'm sure you'll be in touch if you're watching. But yeah, otherwise, really good quality order. Very happy indeed with it. Mistakes will be made. It doesn't matter. Cool. So, as always, thank you very much for watching. It is appreciated. Do remember to like, comment and subscribe for more awesome LEGO videos. And if you value this channel, there are many ways in which you can support it. Do check out the links in the description below. And if you want to send something to the channel, just like Harry, Toby, Teddy, Georgie and Dad did, then you can, using the usual address. And next time on Robin Hood Bricks, it'll be a mock on Friday, so I think we'll have to finish off that ship build that we started last week with Dr. Inferno's evil gas carrier come missile carrier boat. So that'll be really good fun to finish off. And I've managed to incorporate the sound brick in my plans now, you'll be glad to hear. Then we're taking a break from the channel as Mrs. Hood is taking me away for 2 weeks. And when we return, it'll be Mall on Monday and a brick haul the following Wednesday, of course. So yeah, after that break, sorry about that, we'll be back onto the major projects that you're most bothered about seeing, I'm sure. Anyway, until all of that, see you! One day we'll get a large club. I'm having no luck.